Hi friends, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you're having a great day. So in this video I decided to pull two puzzles to work and build, and these are the Majestic Puzzles by Springbok, which were the actual budget line for Springbok puzzles. Now these types of puzzles you can get inexpensively at like a discount store such as Walmart. As a matter of fact, I got the first puzzle here, Home Sweet Home, at Walmart itself. I was walking through the aisles and I seen their puzzle section and I seen this one jump out at me, and I love the image of it. The other puzzle I got, Cat's Treehouse, I seen on the Springbok's website and knew immediately once I seen it I had to have it. One thing I would say about the Majestic line of puzzles by Springbok is that they are, the quality is not as high or as value as a regular Springbok. They are both randomly cut puzzles. The pieces are randomly cut, but they're not the same traditional random cut pieces that you would experience in a traditional Springbok puzzle. Nevertheless, when I seen the images, I had to have it, and it was a very thorough, enjoyable experience. And to be completely transparent here, this was the first time I ever worked on a Majestic puzzle, mainly because I kept thinking, well, I've got my regular Springboks, I'll stick to those. But I did want to give these a try, and I'm so glad I did, because once I started building this one, I had to immediately start building the next one. That's why I have two in this one video. But anyway, stay tuned for the time lapse. This time lapse first one will be for Home Sweet Home. Then I'll come back and talk about the puzzles. And then the next time lapse will be immediately after that, Cat's Treehouse. And also along with after the time lapse, I'll be pulling some of my books. I got 4 vintage books here that I'll show you. I don't give away any spoilers. I just show you what I have. But anyway, leave a comment in for me to let me know if you've worked on a Majestic puzzle and what you thought of those. And let me know if you've worked on any other Springbok puzzles. Now, one thing I do want to preface is that, yeah, I stick to primarily on this channel Springbok puzzles, but I do have a wide selection of other puzzle companies that I work with or build. Those are like Ravensburger, I love those, Pomegranate, Gallison, Buffalo Games, Seiko. I love all those puzzles, but my preferred brand to go to is Springbok. So with that said, I hope you enjoy the time lapse, and I definitely want to hear from you. So have a great day now. Bye. Okay, I've pulled the puzzle that I'm going to work on next. It's called Home Sweet Home. It is by Springbok, but it is specifically for the Majestic line of puzzles by Springbok. Now it still has its plastic wrap on it, so let me go ahead and take that off. And we will look at the puzzle in more detail, the box and the pieces. Okay. And I'm sorry about the glare that's on here. I hope to try to avoid that for you. Okay, so just to let you know, I got this puzzle at the Walmart. And I believe at the time, I got it about 4 or 5 months ago, it was like $8.99. $8.99. And I just thought this image was really cute, really sweet. This is the front. Here's a side view. 2025, made in the United States. Another side view. 500 pieces. Majestic Puzzle by Springbok. Home Sweet Home. And another side view. And then on the back, it actually says Majestic Puzzles by Springbok. Not much on here other than the premium quality puzzles that they use, vibrant colors, etc. Now the reason I wanted to pull this puzzle and work it, because I have never worked a Majestic puzzle before. I have been intrigued by it, and it has been on my list of puzzles to actually put together and to work on. But I'm a traditionalist. I love my traditional Springbok pieces and shapes. And I do believe this is a random cut puzzle. However, I do think the shapes are different. Now, off the bat, we can already see that this is a smaller box. And one thing I do need to explain is that the Majestic line of puzzles by Springbok is their budget-friendly puzzles, meaning you can find these on their website a little bit cheaper than their regular price puzzles, and you can find this type of puzzles in discount stores such as Walmart. Okay, so obviously off the bat we know it's going to be a budget-friendly, so it's going to be less version of what their regular puzzles are. But hopefully the quality will still be there and it will still be an enjoyable experience. I'm trying not to come into this with preconceived notions but I just want to give you my full take on this as I look at the smaller box size. And as comparison, this is you might recognize that this puzzle, this 500 piece puzzle, I put together a few videos ago, and you can see the box is much bigger than the Majestic line of puzzle boxes. So, and some people like the smaller boxes, and that really doesn't bother me. The main thing is the box sturdy enough and good enough to hold up over time. So let me open this up, the Majestic puzzle, and we're going to look at the pieces to see how they look. Okay. It does come in a bag. There is no puzzle. I can tell the pieces do look a little bit smaller than the regular 500 piece count. They don't really look as thick as a regular 500 piece count, but I will say this, they are comparable, maybe a little bit bigger than in other puzzle companies, maybe such as Buffalo Games that you can find on Walmart shelves at the Walmart store. Okay, it's got a grayish blue background. So let me open this bag up. And let's pour this out. I can already see a little bit of dust on here, which is normal for a Springbok. I'm not going to hold that against the Majestic line. Okay. Oh wow, the colors are vibrant. That's a good sign. I do like the feel of these puzzle pieces. And let me just pull a few out here. Okay, now I will say this. This does not look like my standard Springbok puzzle shapes. It does have a randomness about it, maybe, but it's not the traditional random piece cuts that I see in a Springbok. Okay, color's good. Let me see if I can pull up the thickness level. Not too bad, not too bad. And I think I would give a true comparison. Let me open up my State Fair puzzle and compare the pieces on it. Just pull a few pieces out. Okay. Okay, so this is the State Fair puzzle pieces. And here is the Home Sweet Home Majestic line. I try not to mix these up. Okay, so I can see that the Majestic line is a little bit smaller, which I expected. The color in the picture image looks pretty much the same. It's vibrant and it's nice. So let me hold up one puzzle piece from each and see the thickness level. Okay, so this is the regular Springbok, if it focuses. And this is the Majestic. Just about similar, not too much of a difference. I think the Majestic is a little bit thinner, if I will focus. But anyway, let me get to sorting this puzzle out, and then the pieces out, and then what I will do is just start putting this together. I am looking forward to this because, like I said, this is the first time I've built or worked a Majestic puzzle by Springbok. And I do love this cute image. Look at that. Perfect setup. I could see myself living here out on a camper with somebody's dog, some refreshments. It's going to be a fun puzzle to put together. Loving that sound. Oh, I really enjoy these puzzles, I tell you. Nice and colorful. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be real fun. right, I've got this puzzle sorted. So in the middle of my tray here, I have my edge pieces, my border pieces. Over here, I have a little bit of trees and plants. Down here, I have like the camp area here in this section. And then over here, I have the actual trailer or the camper home. And I am really enjoying the feel of these pieces. I love it. I know it's not my traditional Springbok random cut pieces. It does have a random aspect to it, and I cannot wait to work on it and build it. And I think I'm going to do is start out with the edge, and then maybe we start working on the trailer and the camp, the picnic table, and of course this cute golden retriever. Isn't that precious? Anyway, let me get to it, and I'll keep you posted. Okay, I'm doing a little chaotic puzzling. I got a lot of the pieces just scattered about on the board, but it's real fun. I'm really enjoying this puzzle. And I had a difficult time finding the edge pieces, but then I realized, oh, you just forgot to connect it here. Isn't that funny? And then over here, I found this odd piece for the border. And I thought, why can't I find this piece? If I can get it to go in there. It's hard to do it with one hand. But look at that. I'm really enjoying this. All right, I've completed the puzzle, Home Sweet Home, Springbok's Majestic line of puzzles. Real fun puzzle. I really enjoyed this puzzle. The shapes were different from my traditional Springbok shapes. But the colors on this puzzle, the scenery, the image, I loved it. Isn't it so sweet? Look at this. Now this is living my life. This is the life I crave. Out in the country in my camper with a few puzzles stored inside. Nice picnic area. Enjoying the wildlife. It was so much fun. This puzzle was a delight. It's smaller than the regular 500-piece Springbok puzzles. And the pieces are crumbly. They were on the crumbly side. You see, I don't think it'll pass a pickup challenge. But I did enjoy it. Real nice puzzle. Love this image. Okay, as you can see, I've now brought the puzzle outside. Majestic Puzzles by Springbok, 500-piece Home Sweet Home. Look at the colors on that. Isn't this gorgeous? I had a great time putting together this puzzle. Such a sweet image. Living the perfect life. You got your camper, your best friend, cold drinks, nice picnic. I'm going to try to go a little closer without casting a shadow on it. Sorry for the glare. But outside it seems like the colors really seem to pop. Love this puzzle. I had a good time on this puzzle. And I was surprised by that. Really was surprised by that. Look at this. Home Sweet Home. Definitely. Okay guys, before I disassemble the puzzle, I do want to attempt the one-hand pickup challenge. I think I'm being brave here. Wish me luck. Okay, let's pat it down, make sure it's ready to go. Alright. One-hand pickup challenge, Majestic Puzzles. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Whoop. I almost made it. All right, what did you think of that time lapse? I hope you enjoyed the time lapse as much as I enjoyed building this puzzle. Now, immediately following this segment of the video, I will show you the time lapse for Cat's Treehouse. But to wrap up with these puzzles, they were absolutely delightful to work on, and I extremely enjoyed those. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I didn't really think that the quality would be there, but it was. I didn't think I would get into the image and the puzzling experience as much as I did. As a matter of fact, once I started building this one, I immediately had to go ahead and build the second one. I highly recommend the puzzles, and I hope you do enjoy the time lapse. Anyway, with that said, I did pull 4 of my vintage books to show you. Now, I don't give away any spoilers. I just pull them and show you the vintage covers and what they look up like, and I hope you enjoy those. And the first book I've got is Lassie Come Home. This is the very first book or story about Lassie in print. It's called Lassie Come Home, and it's by Eric Knight. And I'm sorry if there's a glare on there. But look at that cover. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that pretty? I love that. I look forward to reading this one. I haven't read it, but I can't wait to read it. The next book I have is called The Healing Woods by Martha Reben. And it basically says, how my search for health in the woods opened up a new way of life. But look at that cover. Now, I have not read this book, but my understanding is basically about a woman who decides to seek natural therapies and enjoys the outdoors, and it's very recuperative for her. But look at that cover. Isn't that beautiful? The next book I got is actually a garden flowers book, and it's actually from the 1940s. And I love these old vintage flower books. It's called Garden Flowers in color, and it's by J Foley. Look at that cover. Isn't that neat? And inside it has some of the most beautiful pictures of flowers. Like, look at that. I'm not sure if it's showing up that good. And I just love flipping through a book like this. Maybe outside enjoying my tea or coffee. And I just flip through these books and look at these beautiful flowers. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And the last book I've got, because obviously when you're thinking outdoors, it's called The World of Birds, James Fisher and Roger Tory Peterson's World of Birds. Look at that cover. When I seen this, I couldn't resist it. And it's got all kinds of beautiful illustrations of birds around the globe. And look at the back with the various feathers on there. I love the artwork in this book. And I'll just show you a few. Look at that. I hope it shows up good. No glare. Isn't that beautiful? And again, it's one of these books that I could just flip through and just enjoy my coffee and tea outside. And they're all illustrations and a lot of information in this book. A lot of detailed information. Look at that. And I love finding these vintage books. Most of the times I find them in thrift stores, yard sales, or estate sales. Look at that. Just love it. It's chock full of information on birds. Beautiful book. Anyway, with that said, I hope you enjoyed the time lapse. Now, like I said, the time lapse for Cat's Treehouse is coming up next. And I do apologize somewhat for the lengthiness of this video. I just didn't want to just split this out into two videos. I just wanted to do both puzzles at once in one video because that's literally how I puzzled them. I did the first one, Home Sweet Home, and then I followed it up with Cat's Treehouse. So with that said, I hope you have a great day, and I definitely would love to hear from you. So leave me a comment. Thank you so much. Bye. Okay, the puzzle I chose is Cat's Treehouse, Springbok, and it's from its Majestic line of puzzles, which is a budget-friendly puzzle line. This is the cover of it. Look how cute that is. Here's a side picture, side view, made in the United States. Side view, side view, side view, and the back, which clearly states it's a Majestic Puzzles. And the first thing you notice about the puzzle box itself is it's much smaller than a regular size puzzle box from Springbok. So let's take the saran wrap off and let's look inside. I'm really excited about working this puzzle. Okay, remove the plastic wrap. Look how vibrant the colors are on this. It's 500 pieces. Oh, wow. Right off the bat, I noticed that the pieces are smaller than a traditional Springbok 500 piece count. Very colorful. It's got like a grayish background. Let's open this bag up. Wow. Okay, I'm seeing it is a random cut puzzle, but I do see some kind of standard type piece shapes here. Here's a random cut. It's a random cut. I really like these shapes. Nice, colorful. So let me get this puzzle ready, these pieces out, and I'll start sorting these pieces and be right back. All right, I've got it sorted out, and I cannot wait to start on this puzzle. Look at this, Cat's Treehouse. But what I've got sorted out in my sorting bin tray is I've got my edges in the middle. I've got the Treehouse. Let me show you. Treehouse here in this section. And then any kind of floral design, leaves on the trees, I've got here. And here is just miscellaneous tree and greenery pieces here. And over here is this really pastel bluish purples that I put here. And I can see a little house piece that I need to put there. And it's not too many pieces, but I thought, you know, this area here might be the tricky part sometimes, and it's good to get that sorted out. No really game plan or specific choice other than the main thing of the house itself, the tree house. And then I've got the kitty cats pieces, portions of pieces that have the cats on it in this bin here. But anyway, let me get this now. I'm going to build the edge first because I like to frame this puzzle and get it framed, and then start working it. All right, I just about got the edge complete. I just got to put the final edge pieces in, if I can do it with one hand. Not too bad. It was sort of easy to find. Look at this odd piece, so I like that. Get that in there. Trying to keep my hand steady. And when I was doing the sorting, I was actually put these pieces in the wrong spot. Okay, sorry about the glare. All right. Then I think I have two more pieces down here. But get it to go in there. There we go. Okay, so I've got the border now complete, and now I'm going to start working on the rest of the puzzle. Real fun, real fun. Alright, as you can see, I've now completed the puzzle and it was an absolute charming delight. I love this puzzle. Look at the beautiful colors. Look at the kitty cats. I love this puzzle. It was really fun, really fun. Look at the detail on there. Really adore this image. Easy puzzle to build, very easy puzzle to build. And it's the Majestic Puzzles by Springbok Cat Treehouse 500 piece. Okay, I've now brought the puzzle outside in the daylight, in the good sunshine. Majestic Puzzles by Springbok Cat's Treehouse 500 piece. And look at this image. Isn't this the sweetest thing? So cute. I love the colors on this. Look at those kitty cats living their best life. Love the colors, love the image. And I really had a good time on this puzzle. Really had a good time. Look at that sweetie. Look at that face. These kitty cats are living their best life. Had a real good time on this puzzle. Like I said, the image was fun to build and so colorful and pretty, and I did enjoy it. So I do highly recommend Majestic's line of puzzles by Springbok. Still outside with the puzzles, and I've got them both together. Home Sweet Home and Cat's Treehouse. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Nice, fun, relaxing puzzles. Highly recommend both. Alright guys, now I'm going to try the one-hand pickup challenge for Cat's Treehouse. Majestic line of puzzles. Pet this baby down. Make sure it's good and secure. We got this. Okay. Here we go. Oh wow, this one did pretty good. Look at that. Wow. One-hand pickup challenge. Nice puzzle, real fun puzzle to work on. Okay, I've now flipped the puzzle over. This is Home Sweet Home. So you can get an idea of what the piece shapes look like. I'll try to get a little closer without actually casting a shadow on it. Not a true random, I'm sorry, not a true Springbok piece cuts that I'm normally used to, but I did like this piece cut. I did enjoy the Majestic puzzle line. Got some strange shapes, random shapes. Fun puzzle to work on. that baby. Is that your stick? Fabio, where's she going?